Hello, everybody. Grady, Polcyn here. Excited for today's call. We have a special guest in the office with us. Flew all the way down from Las Vegas to spend a little bit of time, share his success, share what he's doing. Jesse Hantla has last month issue paid with Family First Life off warm buyer leads because you don't have to go talk to your friends, family, work associates to make money. He issue paid over $120,000. What was the exact number?
129 and change.
$129,000 in 1 month at Family First Life. You had to have been top producer in the whole company, at least for the month.
Yeah, number one, I think all the way up to West Coast. So
I like it.
yeah,
I like it, man.
I barely beat one person, Caitlin. She's killing it. So
a lot of people killing it here. It's a great opportunity. It's going to be who want to work hard, like to serve families, make money for their own, set themselves up financially, putting themselves in a business position where they can go out there and make money at will. Mm-hmm. There's nothing better in the business landscape than FFL. So we're excited to have you here, man. I'd love if you'd share a little bit about your just background story, how you transitioned from where you were to FFL, maybe a little about yourself, just because that's always the thing that I think people go, he must be a sales machine. He came out of he took those sales classes in high school, and then that's why he's so successful. No, I cleaned carpets before I got before I started serving tables. Mm-hmm. What was your background?
So prior to insurance, I was actually working with BMW and Tesla as a technician I was with BMW for about 13 years.
Nice.
Went into Tesla for about 2 years. I ended up meeting a guy while I was still working for Tesla on a travel trip because they would fly me all around the country and I would implement efficiency systems, helping the technicians in the shop getting to a higher rate. That's just kind of always been my thing, figuring out, the ways to pull the strengths out of people and being able to work to the maximum level. And I was able to do that at Tesla, but I met a guy named, we don't need to go into his name, but I met somebody down in San Diego, and he was working for one of those three-lettered MLM insurance companies. Yep. And he's like, hey, bro, you want to join my company and, sign up and do this and that? I was like, no, this sounds like a scam. I'm not going to do it. And turns out he ended up jumping over to another company a couple of years later. As I got promoted with Tesla, a week later, I got laid off.
Oh, my gosh.
I was like, I'm never going back to the automotive industry. I'm tired. I've been doing this for way too long. My body hurts. Everything's broken. So I ended up jumping into this company and became what they called as the premier title. A 75% contract.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was huge. I think it was the worst time of my life, but I did learn a lot, which is a plus side. And I don't ever look at anything really negative fashion. It's more of what did I learn? What can I gain and grow out of it? A lot was definitely grown from that. But ended up into another independent agency about 2 years after I was with that last company. It was an independent agency. It brought me on a little higher comp. And they said, we're going to go ahead and get you set up with free leads. Like, okay, cool. This sounds great. And as soon as I got started with the company, like, by the way, when you do sell anything, we're going to need you to split 30% into the house. I was like, wait a second. So I'm making less so you guys can pay for my leads. And I was working like 3 to 4 year old leads at this point, still closing them, averaging, 10, 20,000. But by no means was I special.
30%. I mean, that could, if you sell the $1,000 policy, that could be a $300 lead.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So keep going.
I had some deals where it was, $10,000 deal and I'm giving away $3,000 for what? 3-year-old age lead that I could buy now for $1.50.
Yeah.
Unreal, right? And the funny thing is prior to getting into FFL, I would always see the marketing and I always didn't believe it was actually real. I was just thinking there's no way I can go from a 75 to over 100% just because I signed up with you guys. Like, I'm not special. I don't have any credentials. I don't nothing, right?
Yeah.
And eventually I ended up over here. After a tough year going through COVID, I was actually collecting unemployment, playing 8 to 15, 20 hours a day of Call of Duty. That's all I did during COVID was play Call of Duty, collect unemployment, donate plasma, and then I jumped on board here in December.
Okay.
And, some of the craziest things, it's like you were mentioning, it's not, I'm some crazy sales wizard or anything. It's just failing forward all the time. And a lot of people don't like to talk about failure, but I like to embrace it, because, again, I'm not the smartest guy. I grew up with a learning disability. I couldn't read very well. I didn't understand what half the stuff I was reading. you know, I failed the test 4 times.
To get your license?
To get my license. But in Nevada, you have to pass with an 80 to give myself a little slack here. But
Arizona's only 70,
Yeah, but still, you know, I didn't really study enough for it because I was, you know, too busy selling the dream, drinking the Kool-Aid, and, you know, getting to my next promotion. And in reality, it was just a rat race to build someone else's quote-unquote empire, and it just crash course for myself. But, man, FFL has just been an unreal experience from December of 2020 to where I'm about 340,000 issue paid.
Crazy.
Biggest month is 129 and change. I've fallen into starting to build a little bit more lately. And fun thing is being able to inspire people that are attracted by my vision, people that are inspired by, you know, just being able to break through any pain, any failure you've had in life. Like, we all put our pants on the same way. It's a matter of what are we going to do with overcoming the obstacle and using your pain as your power. You know, David Goggins had a really good book, and there's a lot of stuff that can't hurt me, just really projected to where I needed to get to going throughout this industry. Because there's been times, I mean, by no means am I great. You know, I have so much room to still grow. You know, I miss sales all the time. I get no-showed all the time. I get hung up. I get cussed out. Like, I love it. You know, when people cuss me out, I'm just like, all right, cool. God bless you too. Like, next call, you know? And that's the thing. You just got to have fun, and eventually you're going to figure it out. But it's all about just keeping that activity as high as you can as humanly possible, you know. And you know, some days are good, some days are bad.
Yeah.
But, you know, keeping your emotions in check, trying to keep your energy as high as possible. People always ask me, like, how are you so, like, wound up all the time? I'm like, well, what's there a reason not to be? I mean, aren't you happy to be alive? You're breathing. You've got a roof over your head. You got some money in your bank account. That's a blessing. A lot of people don't. You know, think about... especially since everything's been happening in, like, Afghanistan, where, like, people are literally hanging onto the wing of a flying plane to get out of there, to escape, while we're here, and people are complaining like they got no-showed. I'm like, okay, no big deal. It's time to get to work again, you know?
Perspective, yeah. Well, let me ask you this. What was what was the switch that happened from Jesse 2020 Call of Duty rock star, to the guy who in December, what happened late November, December that pushed you, or was it gradual? Was there something, can you attest it to one item that now flipped the entire life switch for you that now has put you in a position to make this kind of income?
The big thing I would have to say is probably a message from one of my pastors, or my pastor here in City Light. His name's Javen Chavez.
Okay.
And he was talking about whatever's happened in your past is your past, and you can make the choice today of moving forward to whatever you're doing. But whatever is in your past, leave the baggage there and forgive it. And I was just tired of being tired.
Yeah.
And I was tired of donating plasma. You know, my mom lives with me, so her livelihood is on my back, so I got to make sure she's good. And, you know, a big reason why I needed a win was, like, I need to get back on track. I'm tired of, you know, not doing anything with my life. I know my potential is way bigger than this. I have an opportunity to, you know, be the next Grady, be the next Andrew, be the next top insurance producer to the top agency manager. And I just saw if people can do it, I can. And, you know, my upline, she recruited me in the business, and she just kept calling and texting me, and I just kept sending her a voicemail. I was like, dude, what do you want? She texted me back, are you alive? And that's when it all kind of just sunk into perspective, like, wow, someone actually cares enough. But okay, why else are you trying to get a hold of me? So you need to come over to FFL. I'm like, I'm not going back to insurance. There's no way. You know, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do. And it's like, okay, do I go back to automotive? Do I go into real estate? Well, I need money to go to real estate. Then I got to pass the test. Then I got to do this. Then I got to do that. Do you have the money to do that? No. Do you have a license that's still active? Yeah. Okay, so how much is it going to cost to get to FFL? It's free. Wait, what? It's free. Yeah, pay for your errors and admission. I don't have the money right now. Here's your money. Cool. So then I bought my first like batch of leads. It was like $388, and I dialed them, I think, like 1,000 times until I could book my 10, 12 appointments. All hand dialed, just dialed from bell to bell.
It could be bell to bell.
Yeah.
Car lot terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was, this is the week leading up to Christmas.
Okay.
And everybody always says, like, oh, no one's going to answer. No one's going to want to sit down with you. And I was like, I don't really care, because I'm either going to sit down with you or I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. I got to sit down with you or I'm not having Christmas. There's no way I'm not having Christmas. There's no way I'm going to go through another year of this downfall. Like all the junk that happened within our nation, just with me personally, I was like, I need to escape this. I have to. I'm tired of this. Like, it was almost making me sick. So
Sure.
I used as much of that pain to create just my power, you know? Every time I've had a circumstance where it was failure, I just look at it going, okay, what did I learn? How can I get better? And that turning point really was just, you know, leading up with my faith and my belief level. And at the time when I first got here, I was just like, oh my God, I'm terrified. It's been like a year since I've done anything with insurance. Everyone's going to hang up on me. And then I'm like, everybody loves you. God's never let you down. He's not going to start now.
Amen.
Yeah. So that for me is just.
How'd it go? So give us the, what was
so,
first, you booked your 10.
So I booked, I think it was 10, 12, 14 appointments over the course of 2 days. Got no-showed a couple times. And then like my third or fourth appointment, I sold like $1,400, and then I sold a $4,200 policy. And then the next day I ended up doing like another $3,700. And then it all started hitting my bank account. I went, hold on, wait, what? This is crazy, dude. And because I literally, the first day I walked into the field, I was like negative $135 in my bank account. And then I had thousands of dollars in my bank account.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, hey, what do you want for Christmas? I just want to spend time with you. I'm like, no, like, I'm taking you shopping. We're going to go have
before they take this money back out.
Yeah,
like
we're going to town. And then, but we were able to celebrate and actually have a nice Christmas.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was super, super cool. And then having the opportunity to now reinvest the money. And then I think my first 10 days in the business was over like 15, 18 grand.
Good job, bro.
Thanks. And then kind of from there, it's just been a little bit of roller coaster,
Sure.
you know, where it's some weeks 2 to 5 grand. I've never had a week where I never sold a policy, you know, but it's just all fluctuation on where am I running? How am I running? Am I staying consistent? Am I pushing through? What does the lead flow look like? Am I buying new leads? Am I not rebuying new leads? Am I recycling? Am I whatever I'm doing?
Yeah.
Now it's just got to go full bore, you know, no matter what it is. And the cool thing too is recently, you know, just from my success, I've been able to inspire others to go, hey, I want to work with you, Jesse. And I've got brand new agents, zero experience in the industry that just started 2 weeks ago, did like $7,000 first week. Another one did like $6,000.
It's the best.
And they're, I think, at $3,500 for the weekend already. They've been here 2 weeks.
So let's talk about that for this for a second. I want to go back. I love that. I love helping new agents. I loved everything you've shared so far. Mm-hmm. Your December is not unlike most everybody's every month, right, where it's ups and downs, deposits, paychecks, bills, you know, go out to dinner, overspend a little bit. We go shopping, overspend a little bit. Oh, let's put on a credit card. Like this bounce back approach to try to get towards payday, mm-hmm, and to put yourself in a position where you're able to make $15,000, $18,000 in your first month, and now progressing up towards, you know, this year, you'll probably make around $500,000 just selling life insurance.
Yep.
So we've got a lot of progression that happened early this year into your first 6-8 months. Now let's just get to the crazy now. Yeah. What did you do leading up to and during this last month that you wrote $129,000? You kind of, you know, break it down, but not, I mean, don't hold back. Like, challenge everyone who goes, you know, I'd love to write $100,000 a month. What did Jesse do to put himself in that position?
So the big thing that led up to it was just, so one thing I've always been really disciplined with myself with anybody that I'm not selling to, or I got no-showed on, or things aren't really panning through, I always put them into my calendar as a follow-up. Whether I've sat with them, let's say I booked an appointment today, no-showed me, I put them in a follow-up to contact them in 2 weeks. And a lot of it was just compounding a lot of that activity to where I didn't have to rebuy leads. I was just recontacting the people I already talked to. Then it went into, okay, well, I have more deposits coming in, let's buy more leads. As I started buying more leads, I started looking into, and this is actually a cool thing, where a couple months ago, was it 3-4 months ago, and they dropped those age mortgage protection leads
money
for like $2.50. And at first I was pretty terrified to run these because I didn't know the language yet. And literally the language difference is, instead of saying, hey, I'm calling about the life insurance request, I'm calling about the mortgage protection. Everything's the same.
Yeah.
And then I was getting in the houses and then, you know, talking about, you know, the few questions you want to ask. Are you more of a spender or saver? Do you have anything else that acts like life insurance? Yes. What is it? 401k IRA. Okay, cool. Get the low-hanging fruit, sell the insurance, follow up. Hey, also I specialize in safe retirement planning where you can lock in your gains. You're never going to lose money and can turn into lifetime income. Would that be something that interests you? Of course. So now I'm finding 3 annuities, 4 or 5 annuities a month, sometimes 10 a month, but I'm closing, 2 to 3, 4 a month. I was closing like 1 a week for like 6 weeks. And that really projected my volume to increase. But at the same point too, it's not looking at everybody as like a square peg,
Sure.
because every situation's different. Someone's going to be a triangle, someone's going to be a circle, someone's going to be whatever. And being able to just have that activity high to where you're finding the leads. And then the thing too is since I've been here with FFL, I only run CRM leads.
Nice.
I just finally locked out my first set of mailers like 2 weeks ago. And they're final expense mailers, so not even mortgage mailers. But
your lead cost is super cheap too, and you're running all the CRM.
Yeah.
You just dial a lot.
Yeah. My personal lead bill isn't really that cheap just because I buy more than I probably should.
Okay.
And I just keep hitting it and hitting it. And it's all about timing where, let's say I buy 100 leads today, I'll book up like 10, 15, 20 appointments. And then I'm thinking, well, there's still 60 to 80 that are still there. Okay, well, since they haven't been put into a certain category in my dialer that I use, they're now going into a follow-up. So now that they're going into a follow-up, I just keep dripping on them. After I've worked my new leads, then I recycle.
What do you drip on them with?
I just keep calling them back.
Just keep calling them. Do you use phone burner or what do you use?
Yeah.
Just running through a queue at dial. Do you do the voicemail drop with it or?
No, I just keep calling them.
Just keep calling them.
Yep.
Over and over and over.
Yep. And I just keep calling them until they either say, don't ever call me back, this and that. Then, sometimes I'll just go door knock them. If they're mortgage.
She's the worker, Jesse.
Yeah.
You're just a worker.
Yeah. I just get down. And, 7 days a week, I'm doing something with the business.
Awesome.
Whether it's training, whether it's dialing. Even on my off days when I don't have appointments, I'm dialing in between that time. Utilize the tools and the accessories that we have here with the company. Having Road Warrior, we do have the insurance strip as well. That's something I'm going to basically take all of my leads that have emails and I'm going to drop into that insurance strip.
Exactly. Yeah. Hit up Joanne, JOANN at FFLAMS.com if you want to get your own advisor profiles website attached to insurance strip.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sean was just talking about that in the manager meeting. And these are things that I'm not used to having, and they're built for us to accelerate our business as well as help more families.
Yeah.
And that for me has just been super inspiring to just have the accessibility to individuals like yourself or Sean Ruggiero or just all the agency managers that are willing to help and go completely out of their way when it doesn't really benefit them, but it's the overall goal for the whole company.
Yeah.
We're all one big team, and that's one thing I absolutely love. So
yeah, we are. It is. I love all of it. I mean, this is a place where when most oftentimes in sales environments, people hoard their secrets and don't share anything with anyone because they want to put themselves in a position where they could try to best you. When the reality is, I'm good. Yeah. My family's really good. My team's really good. How do I connect with you? And how do I connect 5 levels away where we're just all grow together? I mean, FFL as a company has so much more ground to cover and more room to go that we're not going to do it not supporting each other, not being true team players. So, Jesse, I appreciate you joining us today, man.
Thank you for
You've got a powerful story, a powerful life-changing experience, and I can't wait to see the rest of it unfold. Like, I can't wait. I'm going to keep watching the movie. Like, this was a trailer. Just follow Jesse on Instagram, which is Stay Primetime on Instagram. You can follow his adventures. But if anyone wants to get in touch with you, what's your phone number?
Just go ahead and shoot me a text. Give me a call. If I don't pick up,
You're probably dialing.
I'm probably dialing. You're in the house with someone, but leave me a voicemail. Shoot me a text. Text is really easy, but it's 702-830-2340. Again, that's 702-830-2340.
Perfect. Thank you, Jesse.
You always got to flip it 2 ways and say it differently so people stick. So
I like it. And then Stay Primetime.
Yep.
His team's FFL Primetime, which is the coolest name. It's a cool name. So, Jesse, dude, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, brother. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Everyone, drop Jesse some love in the comments below. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Later, guys.